Joining us live on the broadcast is Berzine Wagmar, Center for Iranian Studies, SOAS, University of London. Thank you so much for joining us on WION. The United States and Iran are intensifying their military buildups, notably the United States in the Middle East. How do you see things going forward?
Several scenarios could pan out, but one thing is consistent and that can be stated is that particularly the timing that's coming up, which has not been discussed in analysis so far, but I would like to bring to bear from Iranian studies, is the 10 Days of Dawn ceremony of the Iranian Revolution, the 40th anniversary, which will occur on the 11th of February, but is also conducted nationally as a celebration for the first 10 days of February. So Iran cannot, as you will see from where I'm getting at, afford to lose face. It will dig its heels in, and the regime is determined to display its sense of bravado, strategic deterrence, and autonomy flexing, because it has, quite frankly, nothing else to offer. Also, the Iranian regime is tone deaf, and that has been its modus operandi in that it exchanges communications with Washington, as Deputy Foreign Minister Garibabandi mentioned some days ago, but there are no direct talks. So it refuses even to parley with DC, and that obviously is Iran's weakness, because if you don't talk directly to Trump, but through intermediaries, precious little can be achieved.
And now, at this point, Russia says that there's still room for negotiations. Turkey, on the other hand, has offered to mediate. Is there any room for back-channel negotiations? I know you alluded to the fact that they're not speaking directly, but what about these mediators? I know Oman always played a role. Or are we just too far off at this point?
I'm afraid we are too far off. Muscat particularly has played a fruitful role in the past with hostages and the like as such, and with nuclear talks. With Ankara, of course, Foreign Minister Araghchi arrives tomorrow for talks. But you can be sure what will be on the agenda will be that what has just been revealed, namely an Iranian plot in advanced stages to attack US troops at the Incirlik NATO base in Turkey. One Iranian and 5 Turks have been apprehended in nationwide swoops conducted over 5 Turkish provinces. And the Iranians would not be in a position to deny that. It is an embarrassing moment for Tehran as Turkish intelligence picked them up. So that obviously will be on talks with Araghchi, among a host of other matters, the usual blandishments about, dialing down tension in the region and the like. But if this is a development which has been confirmed by Ankara, then you can be sure that Iran was more than saber-rattling. And obviously, if an attack had gone through, for instance, you can be sure Trump's response would have been very severe already.
And Berzine, just very quickly before I let you go, so you think there is more of a possibility that Iran would attack U.S. bases before there would be some kind of kinetic attack on the part of the United States against Iran? Iran would risk something like that?
They could. They could, because the regime is determined this time out of sheer desperation in order to do something spectacular, particularly pitted against, as I mentioned, the 11 days of February, which come up with the 40th anniversary of the revolution, to show that business as usual and that we are very much here to stay and not going anywhere. But that is just pretty much bravado, because their military capabilities have been considerably degraded since the 12-day June war from last year, despite the front that Iran puts of this brave face.
Thank you so much for all of that, Berzine Wagmar. I look forward to speaking to you again very soon. Of course, we're following this story very closely.
Pleasure.